Hey team, welcome back to the Shoney Show. This is probably almost about 2 months since the last episode went out. It's been a majorly busy couple of months, and if you follow me on social media, you'll know why that was, which is, as I said there, every, let's say, 4 to 5 months of solid work and, you know, bringing new people into programs, delivering, etc, etc, etc. I take a month or two step back purely so that I can assess what I want to improve in the programs, what I want to change in the programs, you know, any systems that I want to upgrade for my clients. I take a month out or 2 months and I go deep on it. And with our newest program, I guess, the Accelerator program, which, you know, the first 12 people came in, it's been absolutely incredible. I've just had the testimonial videos coming in, and you know, Jen and Emma, they joined. They didn't even have a high ticket offer, but this is all about generating high ticket leads and sales. So they literally created an online high ticket coaching product specifically for the program, and rapidly, I think, you know, within a month and a half, they're up to 14 high ticket clients online, as well as maxing out and hitting record months on all their mid and low tier products as well. And then Oren, who sells kitchens, so high ticket leads and sales again, perfect for that, even though it's not in the fitness space. He's still needing to generate these high ticket inquiries. I think he spent less than $1,000 on just one of the 3 funnels that we build inside the Accelerator program, and generated over 100k in sales in less than 2 weeks. And this is during the pandemic, this is during coronavirus, and at a time when everybody's saying nobody's got any money and they're sitting back, somebody like Oren's out there selling a super premium product and closing deals through these incredible funnels that we build together. We don't even build them, I literally give you them, they're already built for you. But anyway, so that's it. What we're really looking at today is the anatomy of a successful high ticket book a call ad. And the first thing that I want to go through right here is what a book a call ad actually is. Now, sure, we can get book calls from a whole different bunch of ads and funnels and wherever we want to send somebody, but a book a call ad is one that I'm defining as actually the whole point of the advert is to send somebody somewhere where they can book a call. Okay, simple as that. So the advert is about booking the call, and where they land is about booking the call. This isn't like an indirect book a call ad, which would be sending somebody to a lead magnet, for example, and on the thank you page you offer them to book a call, or in the email sequence that they get afterwards, they're offered to book a call. It's not like that. We're talking about the anatomy of actually going for the jugular, putting out an advert, and the whole purpose of the campaign is to get people to book calls. That's it, okay? So that is what we're looking at today, the anatomy of what makes that type of ad actually work. And as you can imagine, if you can get that type of ad to work very well, you're in a very good position for generating high quality, high ticket leads for high ticket sales, okay? So the very first thing, we need to make the call itself truly valuable and irresistible, okay? So how do we make the call truly valuable and irresistible? First, let's step back and think about the call itself, right? So the lead's already come in, the call started. How are we actually going to make it valuable to them? Sure, like if they're a great fit for what it is that we sell, at the end of it, we are going to want to offer them the solution to where they are now versus where they want to be. What's that thing in the middle? If we can help them better than anybody else, we want to offer them what that solution is, right? But at the same time, the call, even if there's a script involved, can be super valuable, right? So it can give them aha moments. It can really define where they are now versus where they want to be. They can really have to think about some hard-hitting questions that you can come up with based on why hasn't it worked in the past? What's stopping them right now? You know, all of these things, we can bring value to them on the call. Now, on the front end of it, and this is a really big thing for actually making the ad successful and generating these book calls and filling your diary up, is actually coming up with a name and a structure for what this call is. Now, I work with all types of experts, coaches, consultants, freelancers in a one-to-one basis, as well as in my programs, and we do very high spend for these clients, right? And as you can imagine, the ones that are already at a very high spend that can outsource to me to take on in a one-to-one format, they're people who, you know, you could borderline say are celebrities, right? In a sense, that not major celebrities. I don't handle Kim Kardashian's one-to-one book calls for high ticket sales, but they are people who, you know, maybe have a blue tick and, you know, have a lot of influence in the marketplace and, you know, running adverts for that type of person. Now, over the last like 3 or 4 years with that type of person, done a lot of testing around filling diaries with book calls, which is why I've got so much data on what works and what doesn't, and can create these programs that are copy and paste and just run away with my stuff and make it your own and go and get exactly what you want. But anyway, with their ads, even though they're minor celebrities, if you will, and even though they've got huge amounts of influence in the marketplace, when you position things as a sales call, or even if you don't say sales call but you're positioning it as a call to discuss their products and services, the cost per booked call, even for somebody like that, is astronomical. And you might say, yeah, but the quality of the person that comes through is going to be on a whole other level. No, the people who come through that, yes, they're a decent level of lead coming in, of course, but you still get the same issues. You still get the, I need to speak to my wife, I need to run this by my business partner, I need to think about it, you know, there's still people that just wanted to connect with that influencer, get on the call with them, speak to them, pick their brain, and sometimes they're just not action takers anyway. You know, maybe they thought they were an action taker at 11:30 at night, but then they get on the call 2 days later and they remember they're not an action taker, okay? So that's still the case. You can see a very similar close rate even when you don't mention there's any sales attached to it whatsoever, okay? So how do we make it irresistible? Well, we actually have a reason for the call. Something like, if you're in the weight loss space, it could be mapping out what their next 90 days looks like to lose 25 pounds or more. Something like that would be like great positioning for getting people on the call. And hey, if somebody wants to lose 25 pounds, it's that important to them that they'll book a call, give up 30 minutes of their time to be on that call. If you actually have a good enough solution, there's proof attached to it that this works, maybe they've been following you for the last 2 years, you know, presenting them with the right solution, if they can afford it, you're probably going to get this, the sale right there anyway, okay? So you can see like genuinely like a 50th of the price per book call by simply making that switch right there from book a call to discuss my products and services, or book a call to see if you're a good fit for my products and services. It's like so unattractive, right? So switching it over and making it a really attractive thing is something that you just need to play with, and you really need to think, what is it that they want? What is the outcome that they want if they were buying my products and services? Well, that's what this should all be built around, okay? So you should really build whatever that inverted comma sales call is, you should actually build it around whatever they want as an outcome, so it becomes an attractive 30 minutes. You can even position it as like the most valuable 30 minutes of their life, if it is actually going to be valuable to them. Okay, so the first thing, make it actually valuable or the advert's not going to work. Second thing, the audiences. Who's going to see this? So a really big thing here is, you know, if you put this out to cold audiences, it might sound really attractive. You might even have a lot of proof right there. It is going to cost you, for the most part, I've actually seen this go 2 ways. Sometimes it can be astronomical to get booked calls from cold traffic. But even if it's that way, or really, really cheap, I'll speak about that in a second. Whatever way it is, that's when you get people that just will not turn up to the calls. They've got no context for you. They don't know you're an expert. It was just a moment of flurry to go ahead and book a call with you. In fact, they might have even wanted to book a call with you, and then, you know, it's 3 days away, and by the time the call's actually there, they're like, who's this guy? I can't even remember booking this call. It was 11:30 at night. Once again, same person I'm talking about in the previous scenario. On the other hand, I've seen some book a call ads that are so attractive, that have loads of proof on them, so loads of likes and comments and this, that and the other, and when it's scaled out to cold audiences, it actually ends up being a really cheap thing. So it goes from being astronomical to really cheap to fill up the diary. But as I say, nothing changes there with the amount of no-show rates and time wasters on calls and everything, and your time's precious. Even if you've got sales staff, their time's precious, and you don't want sales staff that have non-stop no-shows. They're the type of people that, even if they're good sales staff, they don't get the opportunity to close, they're going to move on. Okay, so whether you're handling calls yourself or not, you don't really want people coming in and becoming no-shows. Filling up the diary is like a vanity metric. The show rate's what you're really looking for, right? So when you have a book a call ad like this, the audiences that you want to be putting this out to, and this is, like, I use this for myself, I teach this to everybody, this is what you want to be doing with this type of ad. You want it to go out to people who have engaged with you super recently on social media or visited your website. You want to put it out to people who have already taken super significant action with you, such as visited sales pages, opted into lead magnets, things that show that they're genuinely interested in what it is that you do, okay? Those two alone are what I run at all times, okay? So this is like my remarketing ads myself, it's what I set up for clients, it's what I teach people to do as well. These types of ads are always positioned at people who already have a lot of context for you. If that means it costs a little bit more to get the book call in, that's fine, because the level of context that they have for you, the lead magnets they've gone through, the considerations they've made about buying from you in the past, means that they're going to be somebody who shows up to the call and often comes to the call being like, hey, can we just skip the ifs and buts and everything? I've made the decision, I want to sign up with you, can we just get started? And sometimes you end up with calls like that and you go, okay, cool, and then they're over and done with in 5 minutes, signed up, and it's high ticket sale, okay? So this is a perfect type of advert for people who already have a lot of context for you. Why do we not go further than that? When you go out further, that's when the no-shows happen. That's when the people who do turn up come with way less context. You need to really go into actually sales tactics and this, that, and the other to get them over the line. Loads of time wasters, people that just want to pick your brain. This is the type of ad that you put out to people who already know who you are. And if you're out there hammering social media, putting out social media posts all the time, putting out emails, driving people to your website, you know, all the stuff that loads of busy experts, coaches, consultants, course creators, and everybody in between are doing every single day, that's when you're triggering people, right? You're triggering people all the time. So if you have ads like this that are going out to people who have very, very, very recently been triggered or engaged in a meaningful way with your content, they're the perfect people to be seeing these book a call ads. They go right for the jugular, but it goes right for the jugular at the right time. It didn't just fall upon their lap as the first way of them ever seeing you, right? So that's what you got to think about when it comes to audiences. Dialing in on the people who have either really recently engaged with you in any way, or in the last 180 days have engaged with you in a really significant, meaningful way. Okay, so number 3, we're going to look at the actual anatomy of the ad itself. What should be in the advert, what's the copy like, what's the imagery like, where should it go, etc, etc, etc. So let's dive into that. The very first thing, attention grabbing image or video. If you don't have attention grabbing images or videos on any campaign, it's a sure failure, okay? You need something that's going to stop them in their tracks for one reason or another. And I go through loads of podcasts and posts about these types of things, what you can do to make images and videos massively stand out. Here's a handful of things. Number 1, bright and weird and wonderful colors, okay? Something that is a complete pattern interrupt from what they're seeing in their news feed at the best of times, okay? So that works really well. Big, vibrant colors. Second one, faces. So close up on faces, you know, you speaking to camera, images of you, images of clients, whoever it may be. Those close-ups of faces work incredibly well. Number 3, environments. So interesting environments. Maybe you have an amazing studio behind you, maybe you have a great garden, maybe you're at the top of Ben Nevis and you get a great image there. All of those are environments, and they have awesome impact on the amount of people who stop in the news feed and actually take notice of your advert in the first place. A fourth one, we could talk about animals. Animals work really well. One of my best performing adverts features my cat, right? So animals works really well. Fifth one, props. So props can be anything that is, something that you can hold or wear that they would recognize. So maybe it's, a brand that they recognize. Maybe it's a play on something. A lot of people use the Donald Trump Make America Great Again hats and get them custom made with, make Facebook ads great again, for example. I could do one like that. And those things it's a prop. It's there literally just to grab attention because it's relatable, because people have seen it a million times over, okay? So you want to make it an attention grabbing image or video from the very first second somebody's scrolling and sees it. So why does it stand out? Why does it stop them, right? The more eyeballs that you get, and this is almost, you could say, not just looking at the anatomy of book a call ad, this is like every ad for that right there. You need your images and videos to be attention grabbing, absolute facts. Second thing with the ad itself, at least 2 pieces of mid to long form copy, right? So our ad copy, first and foremost, we never really know exactly which ones are going to work and which ones aren't. Sometimes we write an amazing piece of ad copy and it absolutely bombs. Another time we can think, maybe this isn't the strongest piece of ad copy, and that's the one that absolutely flies. This is why we do a lot of testing with our Facebook ads and not just make assumptions about the marketplace. One of the most dangerous things you can do in marketing overall is make assumptions about the marketplace. People make most of their buying decision in the evening because you do. That was the one that I was guilty of like 5 years ago. I assumed that everybody was like me, that if they were doing online shopping would be in the evening. It wasn't until I tested running email marketing in the morning that I realized it performed better for e-commerce sites, right? So you really need to never make that assumption anyway yourself. That's a super, super dangerous thing to do. But when it comes to your ad copy, you should always have at least 2 pieces of ad copy running at any given time. When you're looking at book a call ads, you're looking for mid to long copy. That means that there's no like one paragraph or anything like that. We need to give people enough context. Short copy might get even better click-through rates. That's a possibility, not a guarantee, but it is a possibility, right? But not all clicks are created equal. Clicks that come from people who have context for why they're landing on that page, and it's not just a bag full of intrigue, that's what actually gets people to take action on the next page. They're almost going to the page looking for the opportunity to book that call, okay? Because you put enough context in that ad copy. Now, the main thing with the ad copy, and the most important part of the ad copy, is the headline, right? So it's the hook at the top, the first thing that people see. That needs to be so unbelievably capturing. So it can be direct, it can be talking about, I noticed that you didn't book a call with us and I'm wondering why. Something like that is super direct. But it could also be something that's indirect, like the #1 reason that experts, coaches and consultants don't hit the income targets that they want. Or do you know, and then that question. That's an indirect one, in which I can then say it's the amount of high quality leads that they've got coming in, and then I can wrap it around into why they want to book a call with me to discuss their lead generation strategies, right? See how that can work? So we've got our direct, we've got indirect as well, okay? Then we've got #4, we've got the headline, right? So I said headline there, I meant hook. Headline in Facebook context, we would say headline for most pieces of copy, but in Facebook's context, headline means that bold piece that is down beside the button, okay? So first of all, that headline should be action driven. It should sound attractive. And if you took the very first piece of advice that I had there initially, which was sex up the call, make the call sound attractive, 30 minutes that they would want to take out their day to spend with you. If you have a great name for your call, that's a great start for what can go in that headline beside the button, okay? So that could be something along the lines of, well, for me, book your lead generation, audit, and strategy session. So, there's a lot of value in the calls that we put out there, because we genuinely look at where somebody is right now, where they want to be, so that they're super pinpoint on what that is first off. But then we go into lead generation, audit, and strategy session, which is figuring out what parts of their lead generation is already working, but they're probably not even realizing it, so that they can triple down on it. What parts of their lead generation are they failing at, and if they made some really quick changes, they could absolutely kill it with lead generation in that area. And what parts are super untapped, that if they got that right, would completely change their lead generation, their sales, their business overall. So there's so much value within it, but you can tell that right from the name of the call itself, right? So it's booking your free lead generation, audit, and strategy session. So you really need to look at what that name is, and you can use it on that headline, so that, like I say, not all clicks are created equal, but if somebody is clicking through on that, they know why they're going to that page, right? Okay, so the final piece of the puzzle for the anatomy of the ad itself is literally just the button. I've tested every single button that you can think of. Watch now, book now, learn more, etc, etc, etc. Gone through them all for all types of businesses, from high ticket to e-commerce and everything. And the button that gets the most people clicking through, regardless of how direct, indirect, whatever your ad copy is the simple learn more. It works so well. So just keep it simple, hit the learn more button. It works really well, and that is the final piece of the puzzle for that. However, it's not the final piece of the puzzle for getting people to book calls from this type of ad, okay? So there's a final piece of the puzzle there, which is, where are they going, okay? This is as important as everything we just went through, right? If you're gonna send people directly from that type of advert straight to a 10-minute form, if you've got enough influence in the marketplace, if you are have a big enough audience, etc, 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 then yes, that can work. It absolutely can. However, for most people out there who are trying to fill the calendar, they maybe don't have many people booking calls at the moment, they don't have tens of thousands of people visiting their website and downloading their lead magnets and everything like that, then you want to make it a lot simpler, okay? One thing that we do inside the Accelerator program is we have one funnel that is actually built for this specifically, so it's 100% an application funnel for book calls, and we break it into 3 steps, and it's always the simplest steps first. We start with just taking a name and email address, we go into book a call in the calendar, and then we go into the form itself. Now, you might not have the funnel built out like that. Of course, if you're in the Accelerator program, we literally give you the funnel link. You click it once, it adds it to your ClickFunnels account, and you just make it your own and go from there. But if you don't have those types of resources available to you, if you know how to build funnels, you can build that out yourself. However, if you are keeping this really simple and you don't want to build out funnels, something that you can do is send them directly to a page which tells them why they want to book a call, why it's going to be really valuable, and have your calendar there, okay? Have the calendar redirect to Typeform or whatever application you use. So it's not one or the other. It's not either get them to book a call on the calendar or get them to do a 10-minute form. You do both. But most people fail because they send people directly to a 10-minute form, which I do plenty of, by the way. So sometimes I'll run adverts directly to forms, but it's when I have a really full diary, okay? I can't take many more sales calls. Things are going super fast, and I only want the highest quality people filling up the last spaces. I'll send them directly to a application funnel that is more difficult to complete. But for most people, including myself, the majority of the time, by the way, so I use the normal application funnel most of the time to keep the diary full. That's as simple as, well, making it as simple as possible for them. So it's giving them the easy parts first and making them go through all of that before they get to the hard part, which is the application form, okay? So you do that as a questionnaire at the end and make that as a, hey, let us help you by answering a few questions that allow us to skip this on the call. And that's when you can ask the questions that you need to know to make sure it's somebody that's, going to be a fun call, first and foremost. Second of all is a call that you want to have, and also it can give you enough context so that you can just dive into the juicy stuff, help them on the call, and hopefully there's a nice sale at the end of it as well, okay? So that is the anatomy from planning the call itself, planning the ad itself, right through to the anatomy of the ad, right through to what happens afterwards as well, okay? So if you are looking to generate more book calls for your high ticket products and services, this is the type of thing that you're looking for. Not entirely, it's not everything. As I said, this is for people who already know who you are, who have interacted with you very recently, or have taken really significant actions with you already. Everybody else in your audiences can book calls with you as well, but you need to use different funnels and different strategies for that. I've got a training which is Steal My Top 3 Funnels, which actually walks you through all of those. So you can go to Instagram, go to my link in my bio, and it's probably one of the first options there on my link tree. So you can go there, you can actually click through, see what those 3 funnels look like. Alternatively, if you want all of those 3 funnels, and I mean they're all built for you, one click add to your account. If you want ad copy that's already pre-written for you for each of those individual funnels, if you want all of the emails that you could ever write to people, both organically and off the back of opting into any of these funnels, they're all done for you. They're all done for you inside the Accelerator program. This is my premier program for experts, coaches, consultants, course creators, or anybody selling high price products and services. If you need leads, if your business is about bringing in warm leads, getting into conversations and selling high price products and services, nothing could be more copy and paste than this. I've been generating experts, coaches, consultants, etc., these high value leads for years now, and doing it for myself and for clients for years before that as well. However, the Accelerator program is the newest thing I have, even though, as I said at the start of this, the first people that were in it absolutely killed it. The results were insane. But it is the most copy and paste way that you could possibly get hold of this and implement it into your business. So if you want an incredible application funnel, super simple for people to book calls with you, it's already built for you. If you want the ad copy to be able to scale that up, it's already written for you. If you want the other funnels that we use to generate high quality, high ticket leads and sales, that's already created for you as well. And so if you want to get hold of that, a couple of ways that you could go about that. First of all, you could simply DM me on Instagram the word Accelerate, and I'll send you all the details for it. So I'll send you a walkthrough, tell you what it is, but I'll also find out a bit about you and just make sure that you're a good fit for it. The reason that we've got a 0% refund request rate, which I'm pretty sure for marketing courses is 100% unheard of, it's because I never sell it any products and services to people who don't need it. So I'm always going to get a bit of context for you, make sure it's the right fit for you, and when I know it's a no-brainer and you're going to do amazing with the program, then you can join it. So DM me the word Accelerate, we'll have a quick chat and see if it's a good fit for you. Alternatively, you can go to the link in my bio on Instagram and you can actually get your own lead generation, audit and strategy session with either me or one of my team members, okay? And that's 30 minutes, we'll jump in, we'll find out more about your business, there'll be loads of aha moments across it, you're gonna really enjoy it, and it's an amazing session for you and your business. But at the end of it, we'll see what you need and if we have a solution that's the right fit for you. Other than that, thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Shoney Show. We've got tons of episodes planned here which are absolutely awesome, and a big mix of guests alongside solo podcasts like this. So subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, elsewhere, wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a review if you're a really good person, and I'll be really excited to see you on the next episode of the Shoney Show.